All right. Well, welcome to SFTU podcast. I'm glad to have you as my first guest. Since you like to take credit for the idea of this podcast, I thought it was only fitting to have you on here so we can get to know you and how this all came about. So, you are Jackson Elliott, my son. Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I am 12 years old. I am playing my first season of tackle football and my third season of volleyball. And a super fun fact about me is I was born on Oahu, Hawaii.
Okay. Yes, you were. That is a fun fact. Not a whole lot of people can say that. So you're playing flag football.
No.
Or you're playing, tackle football for your first year. But prior to this, you played some flag football, right? You like sports in general.
Yep.
So football is something you're enjoying. Tell me a little bit about that.
So I play tackle football for my middle school, as you know. We're about 4 weeks in, and we've played 2 games, and I start on defense, and I don't start on offense.
Okay. And you also play volleyball, and you've been doing that for how long? 3
seasons, so 4 seasons is a year, so almost a year of volleyball.
Okay. And how did that come about?
My sister has been playing volleyball for 1 more year, and her first season, so the 1 season that I was not also playing, I was helping her team warm up for her first game, and I caught a ball and served it and went, I can do this. So I went over to one of the girls' moms who happened to be a coach for girls my age and said, I am going to play volleyball. And I hope I will play with you.
Yeah, she happily took you on her team. And how many other boys are on your team?
0.
So that's unique in and of itself, right? But you're learning a lot there and growing a lot. And what are your future goals with football or volleyball or any other sport? What are you thinking?
To use it as a kickstart to what I want to do for my career later in life.
Okay.
To use it as experience and knowledge of those sports.
Cool. And at this point, at age 12, and we know you could change your mind or you may go down a bunch of different paths, but right now, what is it you think you want to do as a career?
So currently I want to be a sports broadcaster for any sport, any opportunity that I would get, I would take.
Okay.
Speaking of opportunities, I've had 2 really good opportunities in that business. I got to be in the booth on air for a local minor league hockey team.
Okay.
That was a great experience and a great opportunity.
How did that come about?
My lovely grandparents, who are season ticket holders for this hockey team, knew the standing broadcaster and hooked me up. So I'm really thankful for them, and I'm really thankful for that opportunity.
So you got to be in the booth, and were you calling the game, or you just got to talk to the guy, or what did that look like?
So a little bit of both. I did some color commentating, and then I just did some overall talking with the other person who had been doing it, who was originally there and whose partner had just been out that day. And it just happened to be a school day. So they were just happened to be. It was probably intentional, but so I'm really grateful that I got that opportunity.
Okay. And then who else in the sports world did you get to meet?
So I got to meet the on-field reporter for the Boston Red Sox. That is our baseball team of choice, and we got to see a game at Fenway and meet him after he did a report.
What's his name?
Jemai Webster. Shout out to Jemai Webster. That was also a great opportunity, and I got some great advice from him. And
which was?
Go to a good college where you get reps and opportunities to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful for that opportunity.
Well, and we're blessed enough that we live in a city that's got all the major sports as well as minor league sports here. So plenty of opportunity around you if that's really the path you choose to take. So that's pretty cool.
I have 2 questions for you. At
Okay.
this age, what did you want to do in life?
Okay, that's a good one. When I was 12, I probably wanted to be a teacher. Like, I think that's just you know, are around that a lot and you see how they impact you. And that's probably a path that a lot of young people think they want to go down as being a teacher. So I think that probably interests me at your age.
And then currently you are a realtor. How did that come to be, and how do you like being a realtor?
Okay. So that came to be, honestly, I think your dad, my husband, thought that was something I'd be good at. And then when we lived in Oklahoma, I met a lady at a women's night and she mentioned that's what she did. So I went down that path, worked with her for a little while. I've had some different jobs and opportunities in this arena, both on the admin side of things, on the coaching side of things, and then just a couple months ago had the opportunity to decide to bet on myself and go in as an individual agent. So I'm enjoying that. It kind of lets me be the boss, which is fun and exciting and scary all at the same time. But I really enjoy real estate and everybody says getting to help people, but that really is true. At some point, your dad went to a conference or something and they talked about your superpower. And I feel like my superpower is curiosity. I'm just kind of maybe a nosy person in general. Like I like to ask questions and know things. So I think that's what's cool about real estate is you can really talk to them about what are they trying to do and why. And then you get to help them either sell a house to move on to their next adventure or purchase a home where they're going to make lots of memories. And that's really cool.
So helping people is your favorite part of being a realtor?
I think so. Again, that sounds really cheesy and what everybody says. I think it's really the getting to know them and helping them reach their goals through real estate.
And then is there a moment, a particular moment or a moment that in every single listing that is your favorite part?
Well, so listings and buyers a little different, but I think just in each transaction, right? Let's just say that there's just that, like each one's a little bit different, but it really is the people for me. And like right now I've got people moving out of state, so I don't get to help them buy their next home, but I get to help them, sell this one so that they can start that next adventure. And again, just thinking about the memories that we make in our home is really cool to think that I get to help somebody have that experience as well. So thanks for asking, bud. That was nice. So another reason I brought you on here, other than you getting to take credit for this whole thing, is that you've been going through some things in the past, I don't know, what do we say, since January-ish, maybe. So why don't you just share that story and I'll butt in as needed.
So in January, I was starting to be told about bald spots on the back and top of my head.
Told from whom?
Classmates.
Okay.
You and Dad.
Okay.
And I didn't know much about at the time. I didn't know, maybe my barber just messed up or sneezed or did something.
So that was on me. I did ask the nice lady that cuts your hair, like, hey, what happened here? Like, did you nick him? And she said, no, I didn't do that. She said, he's just not growing hair right there. So that, prior to that, I thought maybe it was just an accident, right? And then after that, I was like, oh, we should probably investigate a little more.
So we scheduled an appointment and then a dermatologist appointment. And prior to that, we went to a pediatrician, our local pediatrician, just for normal checkup and shots. And
I think that's right. We were there on other things and I just went, oh, by the way, while we're here.
And we showed him and he said, I'm no expert. You need to probably see a dermatologist about that. So we went and we saw the dermatologist and we were told that it was a form of alopecia.
Okay, so I'm gonna tweak a little bit there. So I think at first she said this could be a one-time thing. This could be like a flare-up that this happens and then we treat it, it goes away, we never have another problem in the rest of your life. So that we were optimistic that maybe that's all this was, right? And then what was that first treatment? What was the first plan of action, I guess?
So the first plan of action was shots in the spots, that rhymes, to try and stop it. And so we did the shots And prior to having this alopecia, I had known what alopecia was because of a basketball player
Okay.
on the Boston Celtics. His name's Jordan Walsh, and he has full-blown alopecia. So he's bald, he has no eyebrows. I don't know if he has arm hairs or leg hairs. I'm not.
I would assume if he has full-blown alopecia, his body doesn't grow hair, period.
So I had known that. So I heard alopecia and I was like, okay. And then it was told to me that it was not that. It was a smaller, more containable version.
Okay. So it's actually called Alopecia Areata, which means areas of alopecia.
Mm-hmm.
So once we got that diagnosis, how did we go forward from there?
So, the shots. We already talked about the shots, but the shots, and then we got a over-the-counter liquid that you would put on the spots, and we did that nightly for about a week, and then we just kind of...
Yeah, so the shots in your head were just local, like you couldn't see it, but I could, and so she was just doing tiny little pricks into the back of your head with the medicine that was to stimulate hair growth in that exact area, right? And so we did a couple of rounds of those, and then she, as more spots began to show up, she presented us with the option of an oral medication. So we talked about that. Tell me kind of how that came to be with us.
So a couple of days before we went on our vacation, we were told that this could be started after I turned 12.
Mm-hmm.
So I would turn 12 in about 10 days, so not very long. So we had it set up that when we got back from vacation, the pills would start, and that would kind of be the sole medicine for the spots. And
so I didn't go with you to that appointment, but we did have to go get some blood work done and all that. And the reason you had to wait till 12 was because that was the age the medication was approved for. So when they do drug testing and all of that, you had to be 12 to take that pill. And they wanted to make sure that your kidney function and liver function, all of that was good. But I know when you went and she started you on the medication, you had the option to do the shots again. And what did you decide on that?
So I said no, solely because I wanted to know if one worked better by itself or if they worked well together.
Right. It's a little bit of a science experiment.
Yeah. So I'm using myself as a lab rat.
Okay. A really cute one.
So I said, let's just see what the pills do by themselves.
Which I will tell you, I think Daddy and I were both impressed with you making that decision, because I think most of us would have been like, hey, the shots are working, like keep doing that until the medication can kick in. But you had the mindset of, but I want to see if the pills are really working, and the only way to know is to not do the shot. So very mature decision on your part. So what has been the hardest part of this alopecia journey that we are on?
The hardest part has been other people's reaction.
Okay.
So mostly negative, because it's an unknown for them. They don't know what it is. They don't know why it's there. And most kids, instead of ask, are going to go to, I don't have that, you have that. I can make fun of you because of that.
Yeah.
So that hurts, but it's their problem. They should learn. If they would just ask why or what it is, and then I think they would understand more. Like, that is medical. That's not something that you can handle, and that's the biggest frustration, is that it's something I can handle, or nothing I can have control over.
Right.
So
what we've learned, or what I've learned about the alopecia that you have, is that it's an autoimmune disorder. So your body is fighting the hair growth. So that's where this medication that you're on is to tell your body, hey, stop fighting the hair growth. Let it do its thing. But I do remember conversations that you and I've had. You come home from school and kids are mean, and they look for anything that they don't understand, right? Or they look for anything that's different to pick on people about. And so we've had some tough conversations, and I think you're handling yourself very well through this whole process. But again, that's where we come back to the name of this podcast, right? Which is seek first to understand. And if people would just come up to you and go, hey man, what are those spots on your head? Then you would have the opportunity to explain to them, right? And you get to have that open dialogue, and they get to learn something, and you get to teach somebody something. But that's not how most people choose to approach it. So anything else you want to share about your experience with alopecia, about this journey you're on, about anything you wish people would take away from it?
I just wish people would do their research. If you don't want to ask me, then go home and look up medical bald spots, or look up, just learn. Don't go straight to making fun of because you don't understand, or it's different from you to me. And just,
do you think that you going through this has changed your approach or outlook on things with people?
Yeah. 100%. It's made me take a step back and realize what is, like, don't make fun of people.
That's probably a good rule of thumb either way.
Especially don't make fun of people if it's nothing they have control over.
Yeah.
So just take a moment and think, I don't know what's going on once they get off the bus, once they get in the car to go home. I don't know what's going on at home. I don't know what they're going through. So I shouldn't.
Yeah, we're all on our own journeys here, huh?
If you're not going to add water to the fire, don't add wood to the fire.
Ooh, I like that. You're so wise. Okay, let's lighten the mood here a little bit with what I want to call open the gate. We're not going to gatekeep on anything that's cool that we know about. So tell me a favorite product, place, restaurant, food, I don't know, whatever it is that you want to share that other people should know about.
So ice cream is hit or miss to me. And it's not like completely with like throw your bat into the stands miss. It's a foul ball miss.
Okay.
So it's not terrible ice cream, but it's okay ice cream.
Okay.
And in my opinion, the best ice cream that I've ever had is Pecan Jacks. There's locations all throughout the panhandle of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But the one I go to every year is on 30A.
Yes.
So in Santa Rosa Beach. So we always make sure that we are there a decent amount every time we go.
Yes, we book where we stay based on being close to Pecan Jacks. So yes.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite flavor there that people should try, or what are we doing there?
Ooh. So I always get chocolate mint. So it's not mint chocolate. It's not mint with chocolate in it. It's chocolate with mint in it.
Okay.
And then sometimes I get Cookie Monster, which is blue ice cream. Blueberry maybe. With marshmallow and chocolate chips.
Okay.
And Reese's.
Yeah.
So 2 interesting. So a minty Reese's.
Yeah, it's an interesting combo.
Mm-hmm.
But their ice cream is delicious. So if you're in that area, give it a try. I will also shout out an ice cream place. We both really enjoy here locally in the Dallas area, Tongue in Cheek, which there's locations in Plano and Richardson. So if we're around here and we want ice cream, that's typically where we're heading. So, All right. Anything else you want to share with anybody about anything?
Shout out Jordan Walsh. Shout out Jemai Webster. Shout out Pecan Jacks.
All right. All the shout outs. All right. Thanks for being my first guest, bud. Oh.
And shout out Fighting Texas Aggie football team.
Whoop. All right. Thanks, bud. Have a great day.